You know how sometimes you're just scrolling through the news and you stumble across a story and you're just like, wait, what? Like,
Yeah,
this can't be real.
totally.
It's like something out of a movie or a book, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, that's kind of how I felt when I saw this story about a best-selling author in LA.
Yeah,
It's like straight out of a crime novel, except it's actually happening.
right.
And that's what we're going to deep dive into today.
Exactly.
We're talking about Gillian Lauren.
Jillian Lauren, yeah,
Yeah.
also known as Jillian Schreiner.
Okay, so we're getting this story from the BBC,
Right.
which gives us a good initial look at what's going on.
Well, still very much developing.
So we're going to break down the key facts as we know them and try to piece together how this whole thing unfolded.
Definitely a lot to unpack.
A lot to unpack. So it all starts with a police chase in LA.
Right.
The police are after 3 people who allegedly fled a hit-and-run car accident.
Classic LA story, right?
And this chase ends up leading one of the suspects to the Eagle Rock neighborhood.
And wouldn't you know it, that's where Jillian Lauren lives.
Yeah, with her husband, Scott Schreiner,
The bassist for Weezer.
the bassist for Weezer. So
Oh, yeah.
here's where things get really wild. Jillian Lauren comes out of her house,
Okay.
but she's not just coming out to see what's going on. She's armed
Oh, wow.
with a weapon.
Uh-oh.
And according to the LAPD press release, the officers told her multiple times to drop the weapon,
Okay.
but she didn't. The LAPD report clearly states that she then pointed the handgun at the officers,
Oh, wow.
and that's when they shot her in the shoulder.
That's a serious escalation.
It is a serious escalation, but there's more to this story.
Yeah, there are some conflicting reports out there, right?
Right. Local media is reporting a slightly different sequence of events.
Interesting.
They're suggesting that Jillian Lauren may have actually fired her weapon
At who?
at one of the hit-and-run suspects who was allegedly trying to break into her property.
Oh, so like she was defending her home.
Potentially.
Yeah. So is that before the police arrived or after?
That's the big question.
Yeah, that's a huge discrepancy.
It is. We don't know the exact timeline yet.
Makes you wonder, what really happened first.
Definitely. So after this confrontation, after the shooting, Jillian Lauren goes back inside her house.
Okay.
And she stays inside for about half an hour
Oh, wow.
before surrendering to the police.
With her
babysitter.
Interesting.
Both of them were taken into custody.
Okay, and what about her injuries?
Luckily, they were non-life-threatening.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
She was treated at a local hospital, and the police did recover a 9mm handgun from her house.
Okay.
And here's the really serious part. Jillian Lauren has been charged with attempted murder.
Wow, that's
That's a big deal.
a huge deal.
This is not a minor charge.
No, not at all.
So let's go back to the hit and run for a second.
Okay.
The BBC tells us that the suspected driver was arrested. And get this, he was found in a backyard near Scott Schreiner's house wearing only his boxer shorts.
You're kidding.
No, I'm serious.
That's unbelievable.
It gets even crazier.
How?
News helicopters actually caught him on camera,
Doing what?
taking off his clothes, jumping into a swimming pool, and watering the plants.
Oh my God, he was really trying to blend in, huh?
Right, like he thought he could just disappear.
That's hilarious and terrifying at the same time.
Yeah, it's a very strange situation, but the
Ah.
BBC says they haven't released his name yet, and the other 2 suspects are still out there.
Okay, so there's still a lot we don't know.
Definitely. Now, to add another layer to all of this, Jillian Lauren is a pretty well-known author.
Yeah, she's written a couple of memoirs.
Right, her first one, Some Girls. My Life in a Harem came out in 2010, and it's about her time in the harem of Prince Jeffrey Bolkiah of Brunei.
That's a pretty unique experience.
Yeah. And then in 2023, she published a true crime book called Behold the Monster, Facing America's Most Prolific Serial Killer.
Intense.
It's based on her interviews with Samuel Little.
The serial killer.
Yeah, a very notorious serial killer. And it's kind of ironic, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That someone who's written about true crime is now involved in a real-life crime drama.
It's kind of surreal.
It is. And of course, she's married to Scott Schreiner from Weezer.
Right.
They've been married since 2005.
And speaking of Weezer,
Yeah.
they were just added to the Coachella lineup.
I know, last-minute addition.
Big news.
Huge news. But with all this going on, it makes you wonder.
If they'll still perform.
Exactly. Will this affect their plans?
It's a big PR nightmare potentially.
It is. And the BBC article also mentions some other news happening in California right now.
Like what?
There's a story about 6 sea lions,
Oh no.
a debate about assisted dying AI in Hollywood, another police chase this time with a stolen truck, and some convictions in a murder-for-hire plot.
Wow. So much going on.
It's a lot to take in, so let's just recap everything we know so far.
Okay.
We have a hit and run in LA that leads to a police chase.
Right.
One of the suspects ends up near Jillian Lauren's house. She comes out with a weapon. There's some confusion about what exactly happened, but she ends up getting shot by the police.
Right.
She goes back inside her house for a while, then surrenders with her babysitter.
Yeah.
And she's now facing an attempted murder charge.
Yeah. And the hit-and-run driver was found in his underwear.
Yeah, don't forget that part.
Hiding in someone's backyard.
Trying to blend in with the plants.
It's crazy.
It is, and we still don't know who the other two suspects are.
So many questions still unanswered.
So many questions. What really happened? Why did Jillian Lauren come out with a weapon? Did she fire at the suspect? Did she point it at the police?
And what about Weezer? Are they going to play Coachella?
It's a mess. It's a total mess.
It's like a real-life thriller.
It is, and it makes you wonder what else is going on behind the scenes. You know, what are we not seeing?
What's the bigger picture here?
Exactly. And what does this all say about celebrity and crime and the fact that sometimes life can just take these crazy, unexpected turns?
You never know what's going to happen.
You really don't. This is definitely a story to keep an eye on, folks.
Definitely.
We'll be back with more updates as they come out.
Can't wait.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
See you next time.
Bye.